All right. I wanted to come on and do a training today on some new stuff that it's not new. I've been talking about it for a while. I mean, it might be new to some people that um, haven't gone through this before with me, but it's something that I've done for a really long time and never really put like a pen to paper form to it or anything like that. It's just something I kind of talk people through. And what I want to start doing at the beginning of each month is hopping on and all of us doing this together on the first of every month to get people in the habit of number mapping and knowing where they're going and how they're going to get to their goal each month. So let me share my screen. There's a form and I will have that posted in the comments of this training probably. And it'll be accessible in our team page and the guides and stuff too. So you'll be able to print it out at the beginning of each month. We'll probably share it into the chats at the beginning of each month, but let me get my screen shared. And well, that's not what I'm looking for. I am looking for this. All right, hopefully you can see my screen. If you need to zoom in, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger too. Okay, that's about as big as I can make it. Hopefully it's nice and giant on your screen. And this is what I kind of came up with for a number mapping form so that it was something quick and easy that people could visualize, print out, and put some numbers to it. So it's something you really will need to print out so that you can have your own at the beginning of each month. So I printed out a copy for myself. I need to move my face over here so I stop looking into the corner and I'm looking at you guys. Okay, so what is my number mapping gig? I've talked about this. I don't even know when and where I came up with this, but what I did realize is that in business, we have to treat our business like a business. And when we have a goal, when you have something that we want to achieve by the end of the month, we're generally talking about a rank, or if it's not a rank, it's a number of volume that we want to get to. We obviously need to have a goal in mind. Start with the end in mind. It's one of the 7 Habits of the Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Great book. And that's exactly what I'm talking about doing. So at the beginning of each month, we should be checking in with ourselves, checking in with our team, trying to figure out where everybody's goals are at and what they're looking to do by the end of the month. So this is the sheet that I would have you print out and fill in. If this is the first time you're seeing something like this, welcome, because you're going to love this. It's going to be a really nice way to set out your month. And you're probably checking out this training right now if you're watching it for the first time with me live and saying, well, it's already the 14th of November. We're halfway through the month. That's okay. I'm doing this so that it's recorded and it stays in our page and stays in our guides. And it's something that we can refer back to at the beginning of each month, but also for new people coming on board. So if we're halfway through the month, that's okay. Still do this. I'll give you the sheet right after this. I'll throw it in the chats. I'll put it in the comments of this video. Of this recording, and you'll be able to print it out. So the first thing I want you to do is fill out what your team month end goal is. So your total overall sales goal for you and your team for the month of, we are in November of 2021. So I'd like you to put your total overall goal of what you'd like to do. Maybe that's the next rank. Maybe it's 4K, maybe it's 12K, maybe it's 40K, maybe it's 80K, maybe it's 200K. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's in between one of those. I don't necessarily want you to put a rank goal here unless that goal is what you believe you're going to be able to achieve for the end of the month. And what's nice about this and filling this out and doing this at the beginning of each month is you know exactly how you're going to get to your goal, and you're going in with a plan. And you can also like double check yourself. Did I shoot a little high for what I'm able to put into my business this month? Okay, so by the time you're done filling out this sheet, you will have a really good sense of, I'll be able to do this, or maybe I should lower that number a little bit, or wow, I totally underestimated what everybody's going to do on my team. I probably need to bump that number up. Okay, so write in, if you're following along with me right now in your live, just jot some of these numbers down on paper if you want, but write in your team month end goal. And then I want you to have a goal of what your personal overall sales volume is going to be. That means all of the things that you're bringing on personally for the month. Anything new will go into your PV. So I want you to have a goal that you're trying to achieve each month, and it should, you should be working on growing that number each month because your auto ship should be growing each month, right? So I want you to have a goal in mind. Don't just take a stab in the dark. Maybe go back. You can look under reports in your cloud office, and I believe it's payroll reports, or it's called something like that, payroll reports. I will have to double check that, but I think it's something similar to that. And it will give you your personal volume for the past few months. You can go back and check all of them, actually, what your personal volume has been month over month over month. So you can set your goal just a little bit higher each month, depending on how many new customers and new promoters you want to bring on. Like I will say this 100 times till I'm blue in the face, treat this like a business. It will pay you like a business. If you're wanting it to pay you like a business, you must treat this like a business. So that's why we're going to do this. So when it's all said and done, if your goal is to bring on 4 new customers and 4 new promoters, and you know that your personal volume with all of your customers already, with what you have coming in personally, like all your personally enrolled customers, that's residual month over month, if that's $2,000 or $2,500, and you're saying, I want to add 4 new customers and 4 new promoters this month, we'll do the math of what all of that is, add it on to what you generally bring in, and that should be your new personal volume month end goal. It should be pretty similar, right? Checks and balances, like I said. Okay, so there's all these people scattered all over your screen. This is the best I could do trying to graph out, some team stuff. These were some pre-built little pictures in Canva. So it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be effective for what you're trying to do. So generally, most of us, if you're playing your cards right, should have 4 to 8 legs. I did 4 on this graph because, well, I will be honest with you, I've really only kept 4 main legs all the way through what I'm doing now. Now, could that change? Could the comp plan change in January? They're talking about adding some new ranks. Maybe that will mean I need to build more legs. Who knows what they're going to do? But for right now, I'm just going to stick with 4. That's what I mainly focus on. And you should be too. If you're only at the rank of 4K, 12K, maybe you don't need to have that many legs. So maybe you're just focusing on 2. Whatever it is, you're always going to have probably 2 main legs and then some other legs across the board. So what I want you to do first is name those 4 legs across the top. Maybe it's only 2, but name those. So I have leg number 1, I have leg number 2, but put the names to who those people are that are kind of like the lead of those teams underneath you. Okay. And what I want you to do is go to them and ask them what their goal is. Okay. So if you go to your leg number 1, Susie, and you say, hey, Susie, just checking in on you. Want to see what your month end goal is this month. Where are you trying to go? What's your rank number? What's your volume number? Like, what are you trying to do? And Susie says, oh, I finished out the month last month at $8,000. I really am going to do everything in my power to get to 12K this month. My goal is 12K, grabbing that auto bonus and getting qualified for Punta Cana, right? Okay, great. Susie has a goal, right? Susie in. Susie has a goal of 12K, and then ask Susie, all right, Susie, so who do you have working underneath you that has goals too? Maybe they're trying to get to 4K. Maybe Susie has somebody underneath her that's actually trying to get to 12K as well. And maybe she has somebody who just started VIP. Name those people on this chart underneath that leg of Susie and put down what their goals are that Susie knows about. And if Susie answers you and says, I have Rebecca and Tom are both working underneath me, but I don't really know what their goals are. Okay, great, Susie. Here's this number mapping map. I want you to go to Rebecca and Tom. I think those are the names I said. And I want you to get their goals. So we know how we're working you to 12K. Great. Click, hang up, or stop the message. And head over to your next leg. Your next leg is Tim. Okay. Hey, Tim. Just checking in on you, want to see what your month end goal is, working on my number mapping and trying to be as accurate as I can be. And Tim says, yep, I am working towards 40K this month. I finished out last month at 30. I think I can add a new, maybe even 12K this month. So that's my goal, 40K. Maybe that leg of yours isn't that big yet, and it's someone who's just trying to get to 4K. that's okay too. Just see what those goals are. And then, leg 3 and 4, if you are already 40K, you probably have a leg 3 and 4, go check in with them, see what their goal is, write it down, and then keep trucking. Okay. So by the time you get all of that done, and some of these people check in with their people so that they can give you an accurate number, you may have a couple people come back to you and say, Susie might call you up and be like, you know what? I checked in with my people, and I actually have one person underneath me that's talking about going 12K too. So I kind of think that my goal needs to be upped a little bit. It's probably going to need to be more like 18,000, maybe even 20,000 by the end of the month. Great. Cross that number out and change it up to, 18K or 20K for her. Obviously not a rank goal. It's just a number goal. And that's all we're trying to do is map the numbers. So now you can, if your month end goal, say, is 40K, and you go and you have 12 coming from your first leg and 12 coming from your second leg, and maybe 5 or 6 coming from your third leg, and barely anything coming from that fourth leg, add all of that up. Then what we want you to do is, in the total from your active legs, put that in that column down towards the bottom. It's a red box, total from active legs. Okay, so total all of their goals up and write in there what that all totals up to. If your team month end goal is 40K and all of those guys add up to 30K, your new volume that you need to get to hit your goal is another $10,000. Totally doable. Just need to know that, right? So this is where I say this is a checks and balances for you. Let's say your goal was 80K and all your legs combined are only adding up to 40K. And you have to get $30,000 in new volume by month end, and you work a full-time job, have 3 kids in sports, and have maybe 5, maybe 10 hours to work on your business. It might be a little bit of a stretch to think that you're going to get $30,000 in new volume. So I just want you to check in with yourself and make sure you're on the right track. Okay. So that's the genesis of our number mapping. And we're going to try to do this at the beginning of each month so that people know exactly what they need to focus on. So they have a plan of where they are headed. So I said something about a little bit of a new initiative, and it's not new. Our VIP 800, 1600 is something that we do all the time. We're always working on that, right? So we're working it with new people, but I think sometimes once we hit it, because there's not a bonus attached to it after that, we get out of that mindset. And we know that it's always monkey see, monkey do in our business, right? It's always monkey see, monkey do. So what I want to do, and I'm not going to announce all of this on here, is just get back into that VIP mindset. So why I put this on the form is because it's something that we're going to really start working on ourselves. We're going to start announcing it in our team page when people reset at VIP 800, VIP 1600. And what I mean by reset is that at the beginning of each month, you should have a goal, whether your goal is to hit VIP 800 in that month or VIP 1600 in that month. And we're going to do that in this month. We're already halfway through, but that's okay. Halfway through means you can still hit VIP 800. Halfway through means you may have already brought on a promoter or 2, or you may already brought on a customer or 4, right? So what I want you to do with this sheet when you do the number mapping is decide and circle. Are you going to try to go for VIP 800 this month? Or are you going to try to go for VIP 1600 this month? Obviously, there's not a bonus attached. The bonus is building your team. The bonus is showing your downline and showing your team what to expect. And what they should be doing, because it's monkey see, monkey do. So what I want you to do is fill in those gray boxes at the bottom with 4 names for customers and 4 names for promoters, people that you are focusing on, people that you would like to bring into the business. You can either do that, or you can fill it out as you bring each customer on and each promoter on. You can fill out their name of who actually came on board with you so that you know you hit your VIP 800, 1600. Totally up to you how you want to use the form. Those are some suggestions. And then we are going to, you'll be able to see this soon in the team page. When you earn your VIP 800 and VIP 1600 for that month, you're going to fill out the form and let us know that you reset again. So there will definitely be some incentives tied around this, some challenges each month, some contests each month, and some fun surrounding it that we can celebrate on social media and keep our VIP 800, 1600 at the forefront of our brain. all month long, resetting each and every single month. So that's my number mapping training. I wanted to get out to you, and a quick little form that you can use to fill out at the beginning of each month that keeps you on track for what you are trying to do in your business. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time, and I will see you in the near future.